In this video, I'm going to tell you about how to use various dimensions to filter out the data. Let's say means we do have a dimensions which has been used in the drop downs like, and we wanted to see the data based on the different dimensions, and that's what means we can do this way where we can see store wise gross margin, or if you wanted to see the sales manager wise gross margin, that also we can do. So this is maybe many of the dashboards or the visualizations where which we build our analytics applications. We need to have such kind of requirement where we need to see the data on a different basis. So this we can do for a table and chart as well. And I'm going to tell you how to do this in Analytics Designer as a scripting. So watch this video till the end. Now for this, we will just first try to create an analytic application. We will go to the analytic application, and from there we will create a fresh new analytic application, which is just create a new. Now once we create a new applications, the first requirement is to bring the table. So first we will try to add a table here, which will be connected to a model. We'll add a table here, and we will associate with the one of the sample model which we are having. We'll just show it here. We have this, we don't have anything as a row, so we'll just try to add one more row here. Let's say dimension is, we are going to add a location here. So this dimensions are there, which is here. You can see we have added gross margin. Now we wanted to have one drop down which we are going to show it here. So just try to add one drop down from this insert option now. So this is empty drop down. We are not having any values, so try to add a manual input. There are options which is available here, but let's try to do a manual input, and we will add some values here. Now remember that the first one is location, the ID which we need to associate with the model so that it will display the values. So let's do that. We need to go to model. We need to go to model where I have added this, I have opened this model here, from where we will take these IDs. So for location, we do have this ID. We just copy this from here and go back to this option here, just paste it. Now what will happen? So this location values will get associated. That ID of that particular model will get associated. I will add few more things like 4 columns which we need. Now we will add one by one their IDs, which is coming from here, store. Then we do have product, copy this product as well. Then sales manager. Let me save it. Now when we run this application, we will see, we can just see a drop down with their values and the table. Here it is showing like this. We when we select store, it doesn't get change anything here. Means it is not changing anything here. Now what we will do, we will go back to this application. Now there is something which we need to do as a scripting. So first we need a script variable which will hold some data, which is, let's say, means current selection. So whatever column currently this table is holding, that we will store in this variable, so that it will be helpful. And default value we will select as location, which is the first column which is we are displaying here. And now done. So this is just a variable which we have created, and now on the drop down we need to add some scripting. So just click on this and we will add scripting here, which will say take the values from this drop down and set it in some variable. So let's say means we will have where selection is SEL is the variable which we are creating, and then drop down dot get selected key. So this is what we are creating now. We need to use this cell First we will remove the values from table 1 dot remove all dimensions, remove dimensions, and we can say current selection. So whatever current selection for that particular table, we just removed it. Now when we have just removed the dimension, and now we will add uh, table 1 dot whatever the values or whatever the dimension coming from the drop down, it should be applied to the table. So we will just add that. Now to add that, there is an option add dimension to rows, so or dimension to columns. So this is something which is we both the ways we can add it, and for that we are going to pass this as this option. Finally, we just need to set the current row selection variable to whatever it is selected, so that it will get cleared. So whatever values which is now applied to this particular table or the column, like let's say means we have filter out on store, so that store is getting added in the column, and the next we are just assigning this to this current selection variable, so that when next time it comes, it will just clear it out. So let's save it and run it. Now by default, when it runs, it shows column as location as the first. Now if it says store, then it should change to store. Whatever store wise the data it is getting filter out here, we can say sales manager as well. So this is again added, and then product as well. So this is how this can be done, and this is important. Like this add get selected key is the function which we need to get the values from the drop down, and then we need to remove the dimension from the tables, whatever current selection it is there, and then we just need to add dimension to rows. This is what we need to do, and current selection as well. This is what I wanted to show you. This table we can change it to chart as well, and there are other filters or other dimensions which we can add here as well. That's what I wanted to show you in this video. I hope this is useful for you, just to understand how it works. If you have any questions, then please put it in comment section, and if you like my video, then please like it and share it with others, so that it will be helpful for them as well.